Hello and welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's pick a card reading, which is for my healers. Healers, what advice do your guides want you to know? So, when I say healers, you say, when I'm saying healers, this can be something where it's a very literal thing, like you work in like the healthcare profession. You are, you're like helping heal people physically. But this can also be like more abstract. You could be a counselor. You could be, like a mentor. You could work in social services. This could also be where you're a life coach, right? You're a spiritual healer. This also could be more of like an energetic thing, like a Reiki practitioner, a tarot reader, things like that. There's a lot of ways to heal people. So this will be for those of you who are on your journey, your healership journey, and what your guides want you to know about it. And if you've been drawn to this reading and you haven't really explored this before, hi, hello, you might be a healer. Welcome. We're happy to have you here. So I am going to be doing more consistent readings for healers, mostly because, quick little aside before we get into it, mostly because currently, and this is a timeless reading, but currently, at the time I'm filming, Saturn is transiting through Pisces, and it's about a third of the way through its transit through Pisces. And we just had Pluto go into Aquarius. Now, both of these have some crossover in that, I call Pluto in Aquarius the rise of the mystic healer. I think that's one of the things that transit, which will be going on for the next 20 years, is really going to talk about. I did make a video about the 3 major transits of the year, where I talked about that at length. So that's on my page if you want to go check that out. But, that's a theme that's going on. And then Saturn moving through Pisces is a time when many of us are pushed to either really focus on or realign our, like how we do our spiritual service. So this is where we're leaving jobs that we've been at forever. We're like, I don't know why, it's just time to go. We're aligning with people that we're going to do our spiritual work with. We're changing the way we do our spiritual work. There's a lot that goes into it. I also made a video about Saturn moving through Pisces. That is also, I think both of them are on my astrological playlist, so you can go check those out if you want more details. And I'll probably do an update sometime within the next few months, because Saturn will be about halfway through its Pisces transit, and I want to kind of check in, see how everyone's doing. So this is really going to be a time where, people who have not really identified as a healer before are called to it, like a sudden wake-up call. People who identify as healers might be changing the scope in which that they are practicing their healing. So we're going to start doing a lot more readings to kind of help support, be a support piece for that process. Including, and I haven't gotten this up and running yet, but including, I am going to be making a separate tier on my Patreon that's specifically going to be healing related content. It's going to be like a healer's corner kind of a thing. So exclusive pick-a cards, pardon my itchy nose, Reiki videos, channeled messages specifically for healers kind of a thing. So if that's something that you have an interest in, let me know in the comments, and I can kind of keep you guys posted and updated. That should be coming very soon though. So this is kind of, getting our feet wet on that. So as you can tell from the thumbnail, but I will show you again, closer detail, we have 3 options to choose from. Oh, it's 3:33 on the timer as I said that. Bonkers. Love that. We have 3 options to choose from. We have option 1, which is signified by the Hemimorphite Tower. She's beautiful, isn't she? Option 2, which is signified by the Prehnite. She too is beautiful. And option 3, excuse me, which is signified by the Plum Blossom Tourmaline. I always wish that you could see it better. No matter how I do the lighting, I can't seem to capture her beauty. It's very subtle, but there's all these gorgeous pink and off-white inclusions. They just look so beautiful. So yeah, I just had to sing her praises for a moment. So take your time. You can pause the video if need be, meditate, contemplate on the options. When you have found one that best resonates with your energy, head down to the timestamps in the description box below. And with that, I'm going to get started with group 1. Hi, group 1. So you guys chose the Hemimorphite Tower. Immediately, you notice how we have we have this beautiful blue, 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 and then boop, right here we got the darker side here. So you guys are, this is a stone about emotional grounding and like emotional peace, calming, healing. And where it is a 4-sided one, and 4 is the number of stability, you guys are stabilizers. That is your spiritual calling. You guys, you might have a lot of Pisces placements. This Saturn transit through Pisces might really be kind of like hitting you hard. Or just like making some big waves and shifts in your life. There is a sense here where I feel many of you who are called to this, you already know these things about yourself in some capacity. You might be like, I'm an empath. I notice I'm really affected by other people's moods. You know, I'm a magnet for broken birds. I don't know what it is, but like whenever I just happen to like always show up or always be there when somebody's in the middle of like a breakdown or a crisis. These are all kind of because your energy frequency is a beacon for those who need emotional healing. With the one darker side, there could be an element of shadow work that you help people do. You might help be kind of like a life raft for people who are like deep in the throes of shadow work. But there is also a note here to make sure that you are cleansing your energy consistently. And I feel many of you who chose this group already know that, and maybe already have some type of energy cleansing and protection routine. But this is just a reminder, because there's like an element here where, like, especially when you're, excuse me, you're making big changes in your life, you're around new people, whether it's like you have new relationships, new friends, you start new hobbies and like have a hobby group, you're in new online spaces, you start a new job for some of you. Remember that you are going into that space, your energy is going into that space, and it's almost like, imagine your spiritual immune system is like a little, you know, it's busy, right? Energetically, there's more going on, there's a bigger shift. So imagine like, yeah, the spiritual equivalent of an immune system, and it's kind of like a little bit lowered, right? So that's especially a time as you're getting used to new energies, as you're like adjusting to new frequencies, and like helping people with that, that it would behoove you to do some extra like protection work, extra meditation, extra grounding, things like that. So that was the first thing that I was kind of picking up on. So with that, let's look at your oracle card and then we'll be pulling more. Yeah, pink amethyst with the soul star chakra, divine love. You guys are lovers. You bring the love to the table. We have card 16 that reduces to a 7, but it makes me think of the Tower card in the tarot. So exactly like what we're talking about. When people are going through it, you are the divine love. You might have Venus in the 12th house, Venus in Pisces. You have a very active soul star chakra. That is your 8th chakra. That is also known as like the chakra of the mystics, the shamans, the healers. So like ding, ding, ding. And many of you are aware of this. Some of you have been asking for a partner, and this can, you know, obviously there's a focus on romance, but this can also be, this is just a spiritual companion. You've been asking for somebody to share the, you know, share the load with, be able to kind of carry the weight with, somebody who can kind of help heal you. For some, you've been asking for like a literal other spiritual practitioner who maybe does similar work to you. So it's like, you know, when they need healing, I'll give them healing. When I need healing, I'll give them, you know, they give me healing. When I need healing, I'll give them healing. Wow, that's a Pisces thing to say. I'm not a Pisces, but I felt like it for a minute. No, I love Pisces. There's a sense here where a lot of you guys are looking, like you've been asking the universe for like, I need like a support person in my life. I need somebody who I can share this work with, who's going to understand and who's going to be able to help, you know, help support me when I'm down and vice versa. So I do see that this person could very well be coming in. But let's see what you get. We're going to shuffle out some oracle cards for you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Actions lead to success. Yeah, I feel like there's a new beginning and it's leading you. The actions you've been taking to help support your energetic boundaries and your energetic work, they are successful. They are going to continue to be successful. We have plunge at the bottom with don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in. It was kind of, you know, reversed sort of. And if you've been here for a minute, you know, I don't usually read oracle cards reversed unless, you know, the deck is designed like that or I really feel called. With rare exception. So there's a sense here where it might be time to kind of take the plunge. It might be time to go for something. You might be waiting for somebody else to take a plunge here. Let's see. Silver, be persistent. Yeah, there's a sense of like, maybe like waiting for, I feel like you guys have been persistently doing your spiritual work and waiting for some type of like, I was going to say like, you know, companionship, but I almost said manifestation. I want to look at this card but not take it. Energy work. What were we just talking about? This oracle is so gorgeous. It's the, hang on, the Pleiadian Oracle. I always forget the names of all the decks. So, and then I want to pull you guys a loving message from your guides about your healership journey. Some of you are also your mediums. I don't know, I'm small. With this, you aren't asking too much, simply receiving too little. Don't doubt yourself. A lot of you, again, you're asking for spiritual connection. You're asking for spiritual equality, like a spiritually equal partnership in some way, shape, or form. And I feel many of you are like, this doesn't even have to be romantic. I just want somebody who's going to support me and understand me. Your request has been heard is something that I'm getting. So let's see what you have. We have get out of your head. 37 that reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1. Some of you could be year of the rooster in the Chinese zodiac. Bounteous, generously given, relationships coming together, baby. Oh, and look at like this mirroring effect here. Oh, Violet, create a balanced life. A lot of psychic energy here. You guys are psychic as hell. Some of you, your name might be Violet, which is just the cutest shit I've ever heard in my life. 45 reducing to a 9 in case that's important for you. Woo, dream time. 38 that reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. So far we have a 7, a 10/1, a 2, and a 9. Yeah, dream time. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You pleasantly surprise me all the time. I love that. You inspire me often. Okay. So I'm getting several things here. First of all, this is from the Loving Words Oracle. This is my new message deck. If you are interested, feel free to comment that. So I'm kind of, you know, keeping an eye on how many people might have an interest. It should ideally be available for sale by the end of March. So woohoo, this is my prototype deck and I just love her so much. Okay. So I'm seeing several things here. My hair is just misbehaving. I'm trying to like keep an eye on it. First of all, you're having a lot of activity in dream time in the astral realm. It's really important to know that. Look at this. We have a shooting star. A wish is being granted here. For some, you are calling in a divine love. This is something you've been asking for. For some, you are calling this person back. Excuse me. You know, we have coming together with relationships and generously given. Again, there's like relationships that are reciprocal. I won't be surprised if the 6 of Pentacles or the 2 of Cups come out while we are doing your tarot. There's an image of a sun here in the background, so their solar energy could be playing a role here. But feeling like this is somebody who's equally enlightened, somebody who's on the same page, somebody who sees things the way you do. And I do see this, you know, especially with Create a Balanced Life. A lot of you have been doing a lot of work to come into balance within yourself, right? Maybe get out of your head, get out of your head and start kind of trusting your psychic senses more. You might have been working on surrendering to the universe. Excuse me. There's something where I'm getting you're less hyper focused on how to hit a target and more accepting and allowing of the energy to flow the way it needs to. So again, more trusting with the universe. You know, 10 reduces to a 1. 10 is the end of the cycle. 1 is a new beginning. So there is a cycle of being trapped in your thoughts, cyclically and circularly trapped in your thoughts that I feel you are leaving behind. You may have been having a lot of lower neck pain, is something I'm getting. This is related to root chakra healing. This is why you're finally getting out of this, because a lot of you guys have really improved your root chakra. You may have had a deeply impacted root chakra. This also can go back to those having good energetic boundaries. The more you've been doing root work, the more you might have noticed that you're less blown about by the kind of winds of change of other people's energy. So good for you. We love that. You've been really working on creating a balanced life. You may have been getting rid of connections that are not generous, that are not based on equanimity. You have been communing with somebody very special who will be either entering your life or re-entering your life. You've been communing with them in dream time in the astral realm. And so I do see all of these things here. Your work is paying off. You have become very grounded in yourself, even if you know there are still ups and downs, you come back to equilibrium, come back to center. That's why these other people can enter your life now, because you have made a foundational space for it, if that makes sense. So let me grab your tarot, because I want to clarify this dream time. Excuse me. And this person who's coming in. I have the burp so bad, you guys. I'm sorry. But it was worth it. I was eating a sandwich. It was good. Yeah, the Three of Wands. This is on the horizon. Some of you are going to feel called to relocate, called to travel. Some of you, you're reaching out to people in an online capacity, and you might travel to then go see them, or they might travel to see you. But you're calling it in very heavily. We have the Seven of Swords, and this is clarifying dream time. The Chariot in reverse, so that's 2 sevens showing up. We had that divine love being a 7 earlier as well. The Sun in reverse, okay. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so there's something where you're communicating with somebody in dream time about something that has not worked out in your life, whether it was something they were directly involved in, or somebody that is part of your soul family is like almost getting familiarized with what has been happening, like catching up with what has been happening with you in this lifetime, because they're about to enter your life. A lot of you can feel this, a lot of you can sense this, but with the Seven of Swords, there's, you know, like a sense of like, all right, I'm open, but I'll believe it when I see it. For some of you, this is somebody that things did not work out. You know, the Page of Pentacles in reverse for me is like asking the bare minimum and not even getting that. And so there's a sense where things haven't worked out, and you know that, but with the Sun in reverse, you still have indestructible hope that it's going to come together. It's like, I don't know why, like I have no reason to think this, but I just do. I just believe it. And you may have been kind of working on surrendering to that and be like, I believe it's going to come through. I'm just going to let the universe handle it. Because again, with the Seven of Swords, some of you might kind of be like, am I deluding myself here? But I think a lot of you have kind of been like, no, you know what? The universe will show me which way to go. Like, I'll let things play out as they need to. So this is taking place in dream time. There is a lot of communication between you and this other person. This other person would want you to know that you inspire them a lot, and the way that you do things surprises them pleasantly. You might have a lot of kind of like gifts and talents of the soul that this person learns from. Look at this beautiful image. It's like the way that you weave together all of your skills, your abilities. We have a lot of purple and blue and green. So these are kind of, you know, the upper chakras for the most part. The way that you do your spiritual work is unique to you. You could have like a quintile with your Chiron in your chart potentially, or have placements in your 11th or 12th house that are quintiled in some way, shape, or form, all of which can speak about healing and spiritual service. If you guys want a separate video about those placements and how they apply, please let me know. I did a really short one on TikTok, but it was really, really neat, so I'd be happy to do a deeper dive. And this person wants you to know that they're impressed with how you do things. I want to know more about this person that is being called toward you. The Four of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who I feel will reach out very soon or has recently reached out. The Lovers in reverse. Okay, divine love. We have Gemini here. The King of Swords in reverse. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. And the World's at the bottom. I feel like for many of you, this is somebody that you already know. This is somebody you might have already had history with. This is somebody who could have chosen to go a different way. Somebody who may have tried to make a decision with like a head over heart decision. And, you know, I feel like with the King of Swords in reverse, especially where it's hard to see, but like this is the placement. The crow is looking at, the crow is looking at the Lovers, right? This person has reviewed their decision, and they're realizing that not factoring their emotions into their decision has just led them to this place of like, stalemate and stagnancy, right? The King of Swords doesn't like to use his emotions when he's making choices because he wants to be logical and practical and pragmatic. But there is a sense here where you have to acknowledge, at least in some way, shape, or form, that we are emotional beings. And at some point, when maybe our emotions can't run the show, but they have to be a part of the act, man. And so this is what this person's been thinking about. I feel like this person might be tapping more into their spirituality. This person might be kind of reflecting and being called to sort of meditate with the Four of Swords here and get inspiration and insight But I do also feel this person will want to reach out, because with the world, a cycle is wrapping up, and we saw that with that 10 energy. And this person is going to want to reach out. Now, the reason I want to see how this applies to your healing journey, but again, the biggest message I'm getting is that this will be something where you might have like literal like work that you do together, like work in the same profession. You could have a business together, but there will be this give and take. There will be this bountiful relationship that helps support you both, because this person is also a healer, a light worker, etc. But they do their work differently. So I want to kind of get like a little more details. The Two of Pentacles, there is a balance. I feel like this would create a balanced life. There's a balance between spirit and matter that has been stricken here, or is being created here. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. There's also a balance in how much effort was being put in, because you may have been putting in a lot of the work and them not so much. They could have been putting in work, but in a again, King of Swords reversed, like in a purely pragmatic context. And it's like, it's just not the full equation. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed, yeah, and the Page of Wands reversed. So this is coming in because this person would like to create a balance between the two of you. The Seven of Wands, they understand if you're defensive, but this person also wants to defend this situation, this connection. Ace of Swords reversed, you're likely not in communication. Six of Swords, there needs to be peace between the two of you. So this person is going to be coming in soon to reestablish peace. The Four of Wands reversed, this person, I feel like, the Four of Wands reversed, one of the meanings is that, even though it is giving up on something that we thought was going to make us happy, the silver lining is we now free up that energy to go actually create what makes us happy. And it's a personal victory. It's a personal victory to be like, yeah, I'm getting to go do this now, and I really wanted to. The cards that just fell out, by the way, were the the Knight of Pentacles, the Death card reversed, and the Queen of Cups. This person may have taken a long time. This may have been a very long journey, but they don't feel like it's over, and they're hoping that you don't feel like it's over either. You're very psychically connected with this person. Again, you meet in the astral quite a lot. On the clock here on Death, the hands are pointed to 12 and 6. So those numbers might be important here. So I am kind of getting this. So what your guides want you to know is that this connection that's coming in, and again, for many of you, you already know this person. For those of you who don't, you've been both doing your work to create a balanced life. I feel for this person, it's tapping more into their spiritual self. It's getting out of their head and starting to learn to make decisions with their, their intuition and their heart and soul. For you, I feel like it's been getting more grounded and more boundaried. This is what's going to be allowing you guys to come together, because you both need support. You both need, again, that Two of Pentacles, you need to be able to show up for each other when the other is low. And that is what's coming in here. And with the Lovers, there's a huge aspect here of this being your counterpart, this being, a divine connection, a romantic connection, where you two will support each other. It will not necessarily be like that for everybody, but for most people, yeah, that's what's going on. So I just want to kind of pull a last few cards here and sort of see you. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, there we go. There's balance. So this is going to be a lot more harmonious. The Six of Wands reversed and the Three of Cups reversed. A lot of you have had to let go of some of the friends, the connections, the company that you have kept, and it has felt like a loss with the Six of Wands. Some of you may have kind of just gone full hermit mode and been like, nah, I got to move in a different direction. Yeah, exactly. Five of Cups. It's felt like a loss. This is coming back into balance. You are on the path now to being aligned with soul family. And it starts with this person in particular. So I think that's everything that I've got for group one. I hope this was helpful. This is always delightful. If, never mind. Sorry, I had a brain fart here. I was going to be like what I do with personals, where I'm like, if you have any questions, you need clarification. Sorry about that. It's been an honor and a joy reading for you, and I hope I get to again real soon. Take care. Bye. I got the sniffles. I got the allergies. Hi, group two. I'm hearing lighter days immediately. Lighter days are up ahead. This is Prenite. This is a stone for healers in particular. It's a really great stone to work with if you are an active healer. I feel many of you are not fully aware of your healing capabilities, or the best way that you do your healing. You might be very new to this journey, and this might be like where a new side of it is kind of emerging and being explored. So whatever's about to come out is going to be totally new. But I feel like there's a lot of like, they're showing me the like little shoots of grass kind of coming up in the spring. And so there's going to be kind of, green shoots here to the way that you're going to do your healing work. I already really like that. So let's see what you've got. You have the moss agate with the heart chakra and intention, card 4. This always looks like, talking about like alignment in the heart for me. And it's interesting because in the standard 7 chakras, the lower 3 are the chakras of spirit. The upper 3 are the chakras of, nope, other way around. Lower 3 are the chakras of matter. Upper 3 are the chakras of spirit. And the heart is the only connecting one. And, this is a timeless reading, but at the time I'm filming, we are in 2024, which numerologically reduces down to an 8. And for me, one of the things that 8 can speak of as a frequency is the balance of spirit and matter. So there's a sense here where things are coming together. You might be drawn to a new profession or drawn to make a career out of your healing work. And that might be something kind of different. Excuse me. So for example, let's say if you've been doing, like if you've done tarot for people in your life, right? This might be where you feel called all of a sudden to start like pursuing energy healing as like an actual like profession, like a career. But there's something where it's coming into alignment between, what you're good at, what, what you'll be able to get paid for and what will feel very fulfilling to you at the soul. So I already quite like that, but let's pull you some more oracle cards. Yes. See beyond the past, 23, that reduces to a 5. Unknown gift. Yeah, exactly. Some of you, there's like a ugly duckling syndrome. It's kind of like, oh, I can't do XYZ because of who you used to think yourself to be. We have making waves and it came out reversed. So it's like, I don't want to make waves. Nobody's going to listen to me. I don't have any impact. And there's a sense of like, there's a new version of self that's trying to emerge. We gotta let it, sweet pea. We gotta make room for it. Immerse yourself, training, learning new hobbies and passions. Follow any instincts that you have for new hobbies, new passions, new educational opportunities at this time. Ruby with rejuvenate your body. And this is an 8. Some of you are born in July. At the bottom, we have jade. So we have 2 crystals coming through. Working with ruby or jade might be helpful. We have take action. Oh, there we go. What's this one? Okay, planetary guardian. We have tigers, pardon my itchy nose, and then hummingbirds. So either of those animals are going to be synchronistic for you. And when they come up, you are being guided, you are being guarded and protected. And this is also about you being some type of planetary guardian. But I feel more than anything else, this card is coming out, especially with 34 that reduces to a 7, very spiritual number, to indicate where you are being very heavily protected on your journey. Yeah, taking chances. We've had take action, take chances. Oh, we got the orca and the dove. This is like a very, very similar energy. So you're very protected right now as you move through this phase. There's a stray hair. It's going to drive me nuts. Now I want to see what your guides want you to know, sweet pea. I'm getting this energy of, with the heart chakra and the moss agate, nothing happens a moment too soon. If it's coming up now, it's because you're ready now. Your name is my favorite word in the universe. I'm almost getting, there's a sense here where like whatever capacity you're going to be doing your work in, I'm just putting on my chapstick, whatever communities you'll be serving, working with, etc., your name will be known. So it might not be like all out famous, but like you will be known for your craft, for the special way that you kind of pursue things. You are ready to be seen and you really like need to prepare yourself for that. So we have, I will always notice your successes before your mistakes. I love that for you. I'm so incredibly proud of you. Man, your spirit guides are cheering you on hard, and I'm very much here for it. Okay, this is a pretty clear message. A lot of you are getting ready for this new aspect of self. You're getting ready to be seen. You're getting ready to be putting yourself out there, whether you're consciously aware of like, yeah, I'm doing this and like I get it, or yeah, like I don't know what you're referring to. It's happening. It's coming. It's on the way, whether you know what it is yet or not. Like I said, a lot of you are being called to fulfill, I was gonna say pursue, but fulfill a new passion, to fulfill new creative endeavors. Saturn moving into Pisces in March of 2023 could have kicked this off, especially because we have the number 23 here. Excuse me. There could be an aspect where the first leg of Saturn moving through Pisces may have been really breaking down this sort of image of like being an outcast, being kind of the ugly duckling, being invisible. That might be something that you've broken down now. So I feel like a lot of you guys have been coping with fears about pursuing something, especially a fear of criticism, of making mistakes. You could be a little perfectionistic, could have some sweet, sweet Virgo placements, a little bit perfectionistic. Some of you are July Leos, and it's like, I don't know, I mean, and Leos in general, but especially like late July Leos, and it's like, there's like a doubt of like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can put myself out there like this, but you've been kind of preparing and doing the work, and you're being encouraged to continue that work, to see beyond the image that you've had of yourself, see beyond your past, see beyond your past limitations. That was a cycle of shadow work that is over now. You are, I'm giving you permission from your spirit guides. You are allowed to be done with that. You are allowed for that version of self to evaporate, because that version of you isn't real anymore. It's only real in the stories that you tell yourself. It's only real in your memory. And I'm not saying that doesn't make it substantial, but that's the only way. It is otherwise incorporeal. If you let it go and you release it into the ether, it's gone. So that story you have about nobody's going to want to listen to me, that story that you have about like, I have to do this perfectly before I have to like get all these things done. I have to do it perfectly if I put it out there. I'm not allowed to make mistakes, right? I'm not allowed to take chances. I'm not allowed to do that. That doesn't apply here. That's not applicable anymore. And we saw that. Take action, what was it? Taking chances? Yeah, taking chances, taking action. We've seen that show up several times. So it is going to be time for you to start taking inspired action. This can be putting your work out there, again, switching careers. You're putting yourself out there in kind of a bold new way. You're showcasing some talents. A lot of you right now are going through with Rejuvenate Your Body, and you might be going through this until July of this year. Again, timeless reading, but at the time I'm filming, you could be going through this until like roughly July of this year, but you're going through this period of possibly some physical like health and healing, new physical health routine, kind of like maybe getting into yoga, developing a more consistent exercise routine. Some of you have been wanting to start like dancing, like going and doing like dance classes or something. You should totally pursue that. But your body is essentially shedding the old energetic frequency. This is how big of a change it is. Your body is shedding the old energetic frequency that it had. Your body is also shedding, sorry, I'm trying to channel, a lot's coming through. Your body is also shedding the inherent learned subconscious responses that keep you limited. So if you are expecting, for example, to get rejected, that those feelings are going to come up in your body, right? You could feel like your palms are getting sweaty, or you're like they tense. You could feel yourself shrinking away because your body is sending nonverbal signals and energetic signals about your energy all the time. And so you have been used to being invisible, overlooked, possibly like you're only visible when you're highly criticized, things like that. And that has created a conditioned reaction. But because you are shedding that old frequency and it no longer applies, your body is shedding old energy, right? Those natural responses, those fear responses. You could find that, and I was talking about this on TikTok recently, but you could find that you're having a really big shift in like, in taste, smell. You like love things that you used to hate, things that you just never really gave a shit about. You're like, oh, I'm obsessed with this. You could find that you're very averse to certain things now. Always go seek out medical help, of course, because, you know, I think there's a spiritual and earthly manifestation for everything. So this is talking about the spiritual, like, kind of root of what's going on, but we still need to treat our health, right? Some of you might be developing new allergies, because I've actually been seeing that a lot in the collective, or old allergies, you just phased out of them. But there's a sense here where your body is shedding. Your body is shedding these old energetic frequencies and these old kind of like programs and like downloaded frequencies that you've downloaded quite a long time ago for that portion, of your journey. So I do see that here. Some of you are going through generational karmic healing. And as a result, your body is just like shedding. I feel like discharging a lot of energy, which is another reason why movement and dancing might be helpful. It doesn't have to be dancing, but like movement, like very intentional movement where we are connected with the breath, connected with our passions, connected with our sacral, because that's our emotional, like that's our water chakra. So anything that involves the sacral and that movement, that creativity and passion and drive along with movement is going to help you discharge old energetic, like stuck, cemented kind of energy. So definitely invest in that. You are very heavily protected, like we said, with Planetary Guardian, very heavily protected, right? Between these two tigers is a hummingbird. The hummingbird is about being present in the moment and finding a lot of joy. You're going to be very busy coming up. I feel like there's going to be a lot for you to learn. I have hair stuck. There's going to be a lot for you to learn. There's going to be a lot for you to do. My God, there's going to be a lot of people for you to be talking to. People who, I'm hearing the word manage. So you might be in more of a management role. You might be moving into a place where you're having to manage your interactions a lot, manage social energy, manage conversations. You could be kind of entering your social butterfly era. Jupiter moving into Gemini later on this year might really be like when this energy starts to pick up. That would be at the end of May. So things might start kind of happening a little more expeditiously for you. So your guides really want you to know, in terms of like your healing or your healership journey, your successes are going to outweigh your mistakes so heavily. And your mistakes are really just not that important, right? Mistakes and failures are a stepping stone to success, and a necessary one at that. But for those of you who are afraid of taking the next steps, afraid of like asking for more or putting yourself out there, your successes will always be lauded and noticed before your mistakes. Sorry, I have a stray hair and it's like driving me nuts. I don't like it. It's making me crazy. All right, I think I got it. No, I did not. Hang on, I'm sorry, guys. All right, that's as good as we're gonna get. They will always be noticed first. And you pursuing your joy, pursuing your passion, pursuing your happiness is like heavily protected at this time. I don't know why I had to like reiterate that again. Your guides are also incredibly proud of you for all the work you have done. I feel like you guys have recently kind of, again, those green shoots, you started taking chances. You started betting on yourself, and we love that for you. We love seeing that. You're like releasing the shadow of the past, and it's a little tentative at times, and that's okay. But they see you putting in effort and trying. I really want to clarify the ruby with rejuvenate your body. I'm feeling drawn to that one. The Lovers in reverse. This is a new frequency for you, is like making choices that are like aligned with your heart and soul. Some of you are choosing to no longer be a lone wolf. Some of you might be choosing to align with like a love partnership, but there's a sense here of aligning with people who want to help you, aligning with people who love you, and aligning with things that you truly love and enjoy, that like set your soul on fire. And this is what's changing. Your body is changing in response to that. The Star, yeah, this is what I mean. You're meant to be known, sweet pea. Aquarius energy showing up. The Five of Swords reversed. Okay, there's a little bit of internal conflict about this, but we'll get to it in a second. The Chariot reversed, exactly. So there's a little internal conflict, Two of Swords reversed at the bottom, around, can I make this happen? Can I do this? Like, is it okay? Is it gonna be okay? There's a little bit of fear here. And what your guides really want you to know about this is that, like, again, you know, some of this is like, this is old, this is like stuck energy that you are discharging from your physical body. And that's going to be like, as that moves through and out, you might find you have fewer and fewer of these like scared kind of moments. And your guides want you to know that. Keep making decisions that are aligned with your heart and soul. keep pushing in that direction. Even when there's the fear a little bit, do it anyway. Because you're on this path with the star to like connecting with other like-minded individuals, other people who have similar missions, to getting like a wish come true and to being in divine alignment. And I'm hearing it's going to feel so much better than even you had imagined. Like that feeling of like, I'm in a good place, I'm surrounded by good people, and I'm on my path. I think you guys know it's going to feel good, and it may already start like whatever you're experiencing now, it's just the start. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And I've heard that if it's just the tip of the iceberg, it doesn't really count. But there's a sense here where like you're in that place, right? And you still don't even know yet how good it can be, how good it can get, how passionate you can feel about something, how much people can love your passion, how much people want to support what's going on. I'm sorry, this is just driving me insane. Support what's going on in your life, support what you do and what you bring to the table. I want to look at this one. Yeah, 9 of Swords reverse. There's nothing to be afraid of. A lot of you, this is a big leap. You have had very old programming, especially generational, like karma, generational curses here, where there's a fear. If I take a risk, if I put myself out there, I'm making myself a target for failure, for criticism, for things being taken away from me, and you're working through that right now. So, excuse me, I actually feel like this is a pretty straightforward message. You know, your guides are really telling you is keep going, keep pushing. Even in those moments there's fear, that little voice in the back of your head, push through it. You have some wonderful things up ahead. So I'm very excited for you. That is everything I've got for you for right now, and I hope I get to read for you again in the future. Take care. Bye. Excuse me. Hi, group 3. So you guys chose the Plum Blossom Tourmaline. I feel like you guys have really beautiful energy, but you might be kind of like reserved. You know, again, I was talking about this in the beginning, but there's so many beautiful inclusions on this particular tower, and it's hard to like see it truly on the like on camera, even with like, I don't have all my lighting up right now, but even when I do, it's hard to get the full picture. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. It's hard to get the full picture of how gorgeous this stone actually is. And similarly, I feel like you might be very reserved or kind of like chill. You might not like always be the person who gets the most like attention or who like causes, you know, the most stir up or controversy. But you have a very beautiful energy. It's like the right people, the right people will be led to you. My dogs are just being very, very barky. The right people will always be led to you. And I feel like when people get to know you and they get closer to like your energy, they are like surprised. It's like I see a blossoming, right? They're surprised by everything that is there. Cherry blossoms might be important to you, might be kind of a sign for you. But there's a sense here where you have this very beautiful healing energy, and the depths to which you heal people blossoms over time. You might have Venus in Taurus is something I'm getting. Possibly Venus in Taurus in the 10th house. That's very specific. But there is like, excuse me, there is a beauty to your energy and to the way that you heal people. As I went to go like just move this a little bit, it like spun around. So it like spun like that. So there could be a sense that made me think of like a little like compass. There could be a sense where you might be moving in a different direction. It's like you might be being encouraged to work with a different population, to be healing people in like a different area than you normally would. Pardon me. I feel like the way that you're going to do your healing work is still very consistent. It's like pretty similar to what you've been doing, but maybe this could be where you guys are going to like move locations. And so it's like, you know, you're still doing your thing. You're just in a new place. This could even be where you're moving to like a new company. So like maybe if you actually like, you do something, you know, some type of healing work professionally, you're just like moving to like a different company, but it's the same thing. But yeah, I feel like your strong suit here is that there's a lot of depth to your energy, and it's almost like it grows and grows and grows, blossoms and blossoms and blossoms. I'm seeing like a peony, kind of like opening up in its many layers. And like a peony as well, you know, they have the like hard shell that kind of keeps it from blooming, and ants go eat the little like hard, you know, hard shell kind of a thing, and that's what makes it blossom. Ants are always indicative of teamwork, and so there's a sense here where when somebody like, I feel like the way you heal people is that you might heal their relationship to like teamwork. It's kind of like when somebody comes across you and they're working with you, maybe when you guys are aligned on a project, or like they're putting an effort, equal effort, as like they're putting an equal effort to you. This is where the healing is. You could come across people who generally in their past really struggled with like being part of a team, really struggled with like putting in equal effort, but you make it easy for them. And I think part of it is because there's that growth factor, right? So it's kind of like, sorry about that. It's kind of like, you know, if they invest and they put in the effort, you match that. They get to see the returns of their labor, right? They get to see like, oh, okay, it's not so scary working with other people. Like, oh, okay, you know, if I put in the effort into like cultivating this, you know, friendship, this work project, this working relationship, this person's going to match that. This person's going to, you know, meet me where I'm at. And there's a sense here where I feel like there's growth through progress. That's like kind of your main strong suit as a healer. So let's see what we've got here. We have the fluorite with introspection, card 15, that reduces to a 6. Working with fluorite might be really helpful. Sorry, all the hairs are like tickling my face and it's driving me absolutely nuts. Sorry. Working with fluorite might be really helpful, especially like a purple fluorite. So again, there's like a, you know, an introspective energy. It's giving kind of like hermit mode vibes. And with card 15, this always makes me think of the devil. So whenever this particular card comes up, it's like introspecting about like our negative patterns or our like our patterns that have kept us in like a really limited cycle. I'm really getting that you really get people to kind of introspect about that. So again, let's say you attract people who have struggled with being part of a team. This is where, because you've exposed them to a completely different energy, a very healing energy, they're kind of looking back at their own experiences being like, maybe it's not so scary to work with others. Maybe it is okay to like, maybe people will show up for me sometimes. Maybe like, you know, my efforts are appreciated and will lead to something more. So it's like a very hands-on, like almost kind of like spiritually therapeutic approach. But I want to know more. There might be a sense where you might be in a place of introspection right now. I want to look at this card but not take it. You might be in a place of introspection about your healing capabilities. Some of you are kind of wondering if the way that you, like if what you do is actually healing, like if it really is helping people. Some of you might be wondering if you should continue on the way that you do things. If it's like actually leading anywhere, if that's the kind of thing that you want to be doing, if that's the energy you want to be bringing to the table. See beyond the past. Yeah, I feel like there's this period of like introspection and kind of like assessment that you're going through. And then we have get out of your head. So keep that in mind as you're kind of thinking about everything. Yeah, we have almost there with the fox, 44. So that reduces to an 8, but that's also a power number. Wow, and then nourish the shadow, 33. So that's a master number. Some of you are wondering, because you're a very consistent person, there's something you've been pouring yourself into emotionally. And some of you are wondering if it is even like a good thing to be pursuing. It's kind of like, I don't know if this is something that like is going to grow over time, or if it's like staying in this, continuing to invest in this is actually just like not healthy. Again, that almost hermit meets devil energy. It's like, I don't really know if this is this is the journey to the ending that I'm hoping will happen here. The journey to the result is one of spiritual enlightenment, growth, and evolution, like it's in the light, or if I'm just feeding my shadow side. And I do see that here. There are things that you need to know about, like, hang on. You need to know that there are things about this journey in this process of breaking down your perception of your value, what you what you provide to other people. Because again, this feels like, am I even helping people? Is this even getting anywhere? Is this even good for me? There's like these questions, and it's okay to ask those. It's a good idea to ask those. But some of you are kind of in this place where you're thinking about giving up on something that you've been doing for a while, or a way you've been doing things, because there's the question of, is this actually my purpose, my path? Is this high vibrational, or is this just my shadow and I'm making excuses? And I do kind of see that. So this is going to be something where there might be shadow aspects of self that are brought up for reevaluation, and you're being asked to make space for that and encourage that. This always looks like a full moon, so that way you can get insight on that and release it. The fox is always a sign of like timing for me as well, and we have almost there. We have 44 reducing to an 8, the number of manifestation and abundance. There's a manifestation that is going to be coming in, and you need to know that. But there's a sense here of there is a little bit more shadow work. You're almost there, but you're kind of breaking down the last of it. I want to look at this card but not take it. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to take both. I'm going to look at both. We have the mist. Trust your inner compass. That was interesting. The compass. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. And the mother of the salt waters. Passion, wild love. Open your heart. Let love in. So again, some of you with that compass energy, you're really like introspecting, and you're like, what is true to me? What is really going to be my guiding force here? Excuse me. Especially if you're used to kind of like being a stable presence and like offering love, offering, support, teamwork. It's kind of like, when, how much do I expect that back? When do I expect that back? Is this a good idea for me to invest in? Especially with let love in. This is in interpersonal relationships primarily. At the bottom, we have the well maiden. We have the well maiden with kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. I feel like you have a lot of compassion for the people you help, but there's a sense here where you're trying to make sure you're holding that in equal value and measure with compassion for yourself. We have Atlantis. Keep the big vision. Stay in alignment as you grow. Some of you need to know that it's okay if your sort of internal compass is changing. It's okay if your beliefs change. It is okay if your needs change. It is okay if your self-concept changes. It is okay, because it's okay to realign. It's expected to realign, right? As you're going through this life journey. And you need to know that a different way of doing things doesn't make you less of a healer, less empathetic, less team oriented just because you're doing it. Some of you want to kind of take on more of a leadership role. And there's a feeling of like, well, if I'm not playing a support role, is that really like, it's kind of like, I understand how important it is to support others. So if I'm not playing a support role, am I really living in alignment with what I believe is necessary? There's an element of belief here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hierophant comes out. Again, there's like a sense where this could be in relationships. You might kind of be contemplating handling a situation in your life with a little tough love, or just be like, nope, they got to figure it out themselves. We have Pearl here with connect to the divine. These always make me think pearls of wisdom, the lessons we learn, but it's the lessons we learn through repeated exposure to challenge. There's a lot of ways to be wise. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of lessons out there in the world and the experiences it has to offer. There's a lot of ways to receive and to then disseminate wisdom. Again, very much Hierophant vibes. There's a lot of ways to do that. And the crazy thing is there's no one set way. So if your path changes, if the way that you handle things needs to change for a little bit, if your beliefs need to change for a little bit, trust that your energy won't. Even if the manifestation of it changes, you are somebody who is patient and principled, who is driven and grounded at the same time, somebody who believes in generosity and reciprocity. And so however you choose to enact that, whatever you feel you need to do, your energy will still speak from that place. I hope that makes sense. So let's see what you got. Jade would take action. Some of you are contemplating taking a different course of action than you were going to take. Working with Jade might be helpful, but we have 32 that reduces to a 5. And Apricot, rejoice and laugh, 20, making me think the Judgment card. This is what's really going on here is like, some of you are worried, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. Some of you are worried that wanting to kind of take a break from the seriousness means you're not doing your healing work. You're not doing your job as a healer. And that's just not true, right? Especially if you've taken a lot of time to kind of do the shadow work, or you help other people do shadow work, you got to come up for air at some point, babe. Like, that is totally fine. That doesn't make you less of a healer. That doesn't make you less motivated. That doesn't make you Some of you might be kind of like, if you're very spiritual, you might kind of be like enjoying things that are more like silly or like, earthly kind of like, simple earthly pleasures, right? And not so much on the big spiritual right now. That's okay, right? Like, sharing a joyful moment with somebody is just as profound, just as healing as holding them when they're crying, right? Like, there's a lot of ways to heal people. There's a lot of ways to share the healing energy, and it's okay if the way that you want or need it to go shifts, because you still have the energy that you're bringing to the table. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what else you get. It is absolutely this one. Universal Heart. We love this here. 43 reducing to a 7. Okay. At the bottom is Lightning Boy, but it's another 33. So again, you might be seeing repeating 3s. And I am going to pull you a couple of loving words. I feel like there's one from your guides and one from a particular person. This is from your guides. And then this one's from a particular person, so we'll figure out which is which, or like what person afterward. It's been an honor to witness your journey. So there's a sense here where you are at this pivotal point, that Judgment card energy. Things are going to be different. Your guides want you to know your authentic needs, wants, and dreams, and desires matter. Okay, we're going to get into it. And whoever this person is, we will ask more details after. Wants you to know. It's okay to let yourself exhale. You are safe with me. Okay. There's a lot here. Again, it seems like it was pretty straightforward, and we did a deeper dive. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Group 3. I like it. Keep it going. There is a sense here where some of you... So, okay, hang on. I have a lot I want to say. I'm trying to be concise. I feel many of you are feeling a desire and a need. And these are separate, but they happen to come together and align this time. A desire and a need to change the way you do your healing work, at least for the foreseeable future, and to be less focused on helping nurture others through their shadow work, which I think is what you've been doing primarily, and more focused on experiencing joy, happiness, levity, laughter, taking action in new directions, right, toward your growth. You're searching for the sun through the trees, instead of being in the dark forest is kind of the energy here. A lot of you are looking to connect with this universal heart. You're looking to connect, you're looking to connect through love. You're looking to connect more with like feeling loved, feeling nurtured. Some of you, you're really, really looking for a loved one, whether it's like a soul tribe member, a soul family member, or, a partner. You're surrendering to this universal heart, and I do see that. Some of you, there's somebody that you are missing, and you've been, I feel like, trying to do the shadow work that has come out of their absence. And there's a sense here where you're admitting to yourself, like, yes, this is somebody that I want in my life. Yes, this is, like, I love this person. I would like to be connected. Some of you, you're putting like some kind of work out there, and it's something about like it makes you like authentically happy. With all the blue, this is making me think of throat chakra and this kind of like big universal communication energy. You're putting some work out there. We have lilacs on this card that's getting my attention. You're putting some work out there that is highly communicative, and I feel like it's something that actually brings you a lot of joy, even if it's something like, I don't know, you're making like outfit of the day videos, or like you're telling jokes, you're like putting out like little like bits of like a comedy routine, you're sharing your paintings. There's something here where I feel like there's a desire to kind of invest in that. And that's okay. Like some of you are just feeling more social and wanting to have like social interactions and social time that's not, this heaviness. That doesn't make you selfish. That does not make you less of a healer. And you need to know that. That is okay. You need to have a break sometimes. You're going to help people no matter what. And I feel like I'm going to keep saying it because I think you guys need to hear it. But let's clarify universal heart. The High Priestess reverse, you're very tapped in, incredibly tapped in. You're getting a lot of intuitive guidance right now about what you need to do from that kind of universal heart energy, how to best connect and bring that energy to other people. Judgment at the bottom. This is a departure from the way that you've done things. This is a departure from how you used to help people. Four of Cups, okay? The Five of Wands, this is what I mean. I think you're used to helping people who have either been in a moment of struggle, been in the struggle with their shadow work, people who might be, they are prone to power struggles. So again, maybe they don't know how to like play nice or work as a team. And you've been like a grounding force and somebody to show them how to do that and like help work them through it very like one-on-one. And a lot of you are feeling like, I'm not vibing on it as much. I don't really want to. And a lot of you, I feel like, are feeling guilty about that. Or like, you know, does that mean I'm just not, like, I don't care anymore? And that's not at all the case. This, you know, because we had the mention of judgment and then we saw it at the bottom, this is a turning point for you. The energy was always going to shift. And so the way that you enact that might be kind of more, you know, malleable, but the energy was always going to shift from you being primarily somebody who does shadow work, like one-on-one shadow work, into this next phase. What are you shifting into? I want to actually pull you another oracle card from this deck. Yep, it's this one. Focus on the big picture. We had that, yeah, keep the big vision. You're moving into this place of inspiring others. You might be helping because we have the lighthouse with the bee. Yeah, immense growth. Wow. This is really, like, this is powerful. And there's that 15. You might be helping people. You're like a beacon to help bring people together with like-minded individuals and community. I do see that. But some of you have blue eyes. You're in this place where you're shifting from doing the one-on-one work with people into a big picture vision that you have, into helping other people. Kind of, again, you're inspiring people. You might be, like I said, moving into a leadership position, but you are inspiring people through what you do, whether it's like just a passion of yours that you're putting out there, whether you're thinking about switching careers. There's a sense here where the way that you will help other people is going to be different than the way you've helped them before. And so this energetic shift is not only okay, but it is natural and expected. What do we have here? Judgment, 5 of Pentacles, reversed 4 of Pentacles, because it's time for you to let go of a cycle of being in connections with people who are shortchanging you, albeit unintentionally, but shortchanging you. It's time to let go of a poverty consciousness. So this energetic shift is part of that. Some of you, you're going to be flooded with abundance of all kinds in your life. And so there's a sense here where, you know, it's making me think of Halloween Town. Magic is wanting something and letting yourself have it. And as we all know, magic is real. And there's a sense here where you guys are wanting something different and you're about to kind of embark on a journey to let yourself have it. So if you've been trying to manifest more, especially with your abundance journey, you are almost there. There's kind of a caution to not deceive yourself, to not cheat yourself out of, especially because the foxes can be very focused on survival, to not cheat yourself out of abundance just in exchange for survival, because you're protected regardless. Yeah, the 6 of Swords, this is focused on the big picture. You're in this place where you're seeking peace. You're seeking healing. There is wanting to move on. It's okay. And I feel like, again, very heavily, that's the thing that's kind of been like weighing on your mind, is like, how does this affect my spiritual work? Am I still in alignment? Yes. It's okay if the direction or the way that you engage in this energy shifts and changes. That's okay. So I want to acknowledge that we have focus on the big picture, keep the big vision. What is this about? Strength, okay. Leo energy showing up. So again, there's a leadership quality. A lot of you, you're kind of like done with a lone wolf cycle of your journey. 4 of Wands reverse. Yeah, you're looking for soul family. You're looking for a sense of home, a sense of community, of completion, a place where you can kind of spiritually, go home and kick your shoes off and feel like you can exhale. And we see even this here. It's safe. It's okay to let yourself exhale. You're safe with me. We will get into that in a minute. The Emperor reverse. The 3 of Pentacles reverse. Okay, maybe we'll get into it now. Some of you have this big picture vision for a connection in your life. and you're waiting. Look at even how we have Leo and Aries showing up. Look at how the Strength is looking at the Emperor. This is a connection where, again, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, somebody did not know how to work as a team. Somebody did not know what to do. And there's a sense here of you waiting for something to happen here. Focusing on the big picture, you might have a big picture vision for how this is going to go. It's stay in alignment as you grow. You might feel called to move in a different direction, or a direction that you fear will take you away from this person. Or this connection might be called to move in a different direction. We have the universal heart. Move in a different direction as you both spiritually grow and expand. I want to see what the stay in alignment is about more specifically, though. The High Priestess reverse. Keep listening to your intuition. You will be told which way to go, even if it feels counterintuitive to how you've normally done things. The Four of Cups. Okay. And the Eight of Wands reverse. I feel like what might seem counterintuitive is that you might not be hearing from this person a lot. You might not be getting confirmation of their feelings. And with the Four of Cups, it just kind of looks like they're not participating in the relationship. They don't give a shit. And normally I don't ever want, I don't want to tell people what to do or keep people waiting. I think it's important to take back your power to make decisions that make you feel good about your life, and good about where you're at. But there's a sense here where what might be happening with the alignment piece is that there might be a process of aligning that's happening. So even when you don't hear from them, when it's not seemingly moving forward, it does not necessarily mean that there is nothing going on. And some of you at an intuitive level, like, this, but it feels like it flies in the face of maybe some shadow work that you've done. Three of Swords. Yeah, this is somebody that you've had some pain with. And there's the sense of this might feel like more of the same, or just there's no healing taking place. The Ten of Wands reversed, but there is a burdensome cycle energetically that's being released. And the Nine of Pentacles that's being released. And it's all about, your self-worth, right? For both of you. It's all about the self-worth going on with the Nine of Pentacles. There could be a financial component as well. But that is kind of what's going on, right? There is alignment that is happening, but there's a lot of stuff that needed to be worked through. And we see with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Wands in reverse, that's what's kind of falling away. The Two of Cups. Can't make this shit up. This person feels the same amount of love that you do. We even see that here with the mirrored white roses. This person feels the same amount of spiritual calling toward you. You might be very energetically connected to this person. And you need to know that. You need to know, you just need to hear for confirmation. So while I do feel like the majority of this reading is talking about your journey as a healer, there is also this aspect where this person wants you to know it's okay to trust this. It's okay to let yourself exhale. You are safe with them. You are safe being in connection with them. You will laugh and rejoice once again. This person will take action toward you. What is going on with the take action? The Six of Swords. Once there's been a little more healing, things have settled down. This person would like to create peace. Eight of Wands reverse. This is also why you're not hearing from them right now. They are trying to create peace in their life. The Eight of Cups reverse, but they have not forgotten about you. For me, the Eight of Cups in reverse is where we're taking certain tangible steps to move away from something, but emotionally we're still in it. So they might have taken steps gone no contact, just put some distance up, put some boundaries up, but they are still emotionally in it, very heavily. The Seven of Swords, they're not telling you this though. They also might be leaving behind some things in their life, and it's sorry, the stray hairs are just driving me nuts. And it's a lot for them to focus on. It's a lot for them to process emotionally. This might be taking a lot out of them. And so you might not be hearing from them a lot right now because they don't really want you to know that, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, Four of Cups, it feels like they're just trying to right now they're trying to emotionally regroup and sort of rebalance. And so they don't want to come in, especially if they've given you lackluster, crappy energy before. They really don't want to be doing that this time. Some of you with that kind of, introspection, devil meets hermit energy, you're trying to figure out if waiting around for this person or pursuing this or believing in this is very high vibrational and that's how spiritual connections work, or if this is more of your shadow aspect. And I do feel like there are shadow beliefs that are being triggered up by this, but overall I do feel like this is a highly spiritual connection. With all the blue here and the flower of life, you and this person I feel communicate telepathically quite a lot. You guys have a very strong throat chakra connection, but it is yet to materialize in the 3D. So if you struggled with communication before, this is not going to be an issue when you guys do come back together. I want to know about that. The Five of Cups. Okay, there's been loss. There's been grief here. The Seven of Pentacles, but not, you know, all is not lost. The Four of Cups, but because of this loss, there's like, this is why things have remained the same. King of Cups reversed, because this person's still trying to heal. This person's trying to get emotionally stable. You know, I'm not a licensed mental or physical health professional, so nothing we talk about is substitution for professional diagnosis, treatment, or advice, but this person might have some mental health concerns that they're working through. They might be getting treatment. They might be getting some support. What is this card that's getting my attention? The Seven of Cups reversed. They could have had some not so healthy habits. They could have kind of like made some self-destructive choices a lot. They're getting a lot of clarity on their emotional patterns. They could have had some addictions, and they're kind of like, they may have, you know, either put up some serious boundaries with those energies in their lives or quit something altogether. With that Eight of Cups reversed, they could be really struggling to walk away. So like, let's say if they had a gambling problem, they may have quit gambling, but like they're struggling now to deal with the emotions that they're no longer distracted from by gambling. Does that make sense? They might be kind of like really doing the work. So there's a sense here where they're taking the steps necessary because they feel like really called to, and part of it is to be in greater alignment with you. They're really taking those steps, but they are still emotionally struggling. That's why you haven't heard from them, or why it's going to be a bit. And again, with that image of the plum blossom tourmaline rotating, both of you might be going through this process of realigning your beliefs, realigning what is true to you. And so going through this kind of assessment process, the way that you handle things is changing for both of you. I want to know what this person's like next move is, or like when you can kind of maybe expect to hear something from them. We have the Empress in reverse. I think that this person's next move, again, primarily is to heal and nurture themselves. They understand that that's the only way that you guys can align in a healthy way. Taurus season might be significant for when you hear from this person, possibly a Libra season. Ten of Swords, okay. The Hanged Man, wow. Okay, Pisces energy here. And the Hierophant, wow, Taurus. So heavy Taurus, heavy Pisces, heavy Libra in terms of timing. This person might be ending a marriage. That might be what they're working on. They might be processing the end of a marriage. For others, they are ending a cycle with a relationship with a mother, or ending a relationship with a mother altogether, cutting them off, no contact, especially with that Hanged Man, they're not talking to them. Something very painful has taken place for them, and it has forced them to really take action away from someone who was either encouraging them to do unhealthy things, or someone who they had a very unhealthy relationship with. This person, you know, we have 2 full moons here. This person is releasing them. So their next moves, I do feel like, are to try to heal and make sense of everything that's been going on before they come forward and offer any type of either commitment or talk about the spiritual lessons they've learned. I do think that they would like to have a conversation with you about spirituality at some point soon. They might feel like you have a lot to offer, like you have a lot of insight that might help them. But that is, I think, they're going to be their absolute next move. I want to see kind of how they're feeling about you right now, because we're spiritually nosy. I feel like some of you just like need to kind of like hear this. You need to sort of, yep, okay. You need to like get some insight about what's going on. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. I feel like this person's really like, I don't know why I'm getting mourning the past a little bit, mourning the nice moments with you. The Three of Swords, yeah, they're thinking about some pain here. The Tower reverse, and the pain that has caused them to need to like reevaluate their whole life. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm glad you know, I'm glad that I'm doing this work. I'm glad that I'm, you know, fixing my shit. But like, it took a lot to get here. I kind of wish I hadn't like pushed it so far. The Five of Pentacles reverse, they are healing. They are wanting to heal the situation with you, offer you something that is worthy of your time, of your effort, to repay you for any sort of inspiration or work you've done when it's come to helping them make changes in their life. Justice, they would like to reestablish fairness and balance at the very least. They want to be able to come forward at a time where they can be fair to you and offer you something that is equivalent to your time. And this person wants you to know like that you're safe with them, and they want to make the relationship between the two of you a safe place for you, even if that means it's going to take longer before they come forward. I want to cut the deck. Yeah, the Seven of Cups reverse, this person would like to be very honest and very clear with you, especially if they have not done that before. judgment about what's been going on in their life and the big changes that have happened, as well as talk about changes that need to happen between the two of you. So this is why they're sitting and thinking about all this, and they're trying to not prematurely come forward. The Five of Wands, they are prepared to have to fight for this. The Devil, because they're in the fight right now. They're really struggling, and so they're working through that. They're fighting through that so they can come forward and honestly, earnestly speak about this with you in a serious way. So I think that's everything I've got for group 3. I hope this has been helpful. We know we had a lot in here. So yeah, it has been an honor and a joy getting to read for you today. And I hope I get to read for you again real soon. But take care, folks. Bye.